Yo, what is going on everyone, and welcome back to another Fortnite video. In this one, I wanted to talk to you guys about the rocket launch that just happened in Fortnite and some crazy map changes that have actually gone on ever since that has happened. Now, some of these map changes are brand new, and a few of them have been in the game for about a week or so, but didn't really have much relevance up until now. So, as you guys probably have seen in the item shop last night, Epic Games just released these brand new detective outfits into Fortnite. Now, these outfits are actually pretty nice, and I did end up picking one up for myself. Now, these outfits are kind of important and do have to tie in with some of the changes that have happened to the map recently, but we're going to get back into that information later. Now, for right now, I just wanted to show you guys the changes that have been made to the map and what exactly it means for the future of Fortnite, as well as some of the future changes that will be happening to the map around the time that Season 5 begins. So if you head over to Retail Row, this is where you'll find the first change that was made to the map. Now there's a brand new office located here in Retail Row. Now this place was added just about a week ago into Fortnite, and not much goes on in this area. However, there is a pretty crazy picture in here that relates to some of the other changes that were made to the map. Now I have a theory that they're going to be adding some other changes to this detective agency over the next few weeks, like maybe adding something on top of that chalkboard. But for now, the only thing in this room that we really have to go based off of is the detective agency sign, the fact that they've just added in these new detective skins, and also this painting on the wall located inside the detective agency in Retail Row. Now, I first came across this picture just a few days ago, and I didn't really think too much of it. However, after the rocket launch happened, I did take another look at this picture, and I realized that this picture looks very similar to Anarchy Acres. Now, this is pretty insane because during the rocket launch of a couple of days ago, there was a giant rocket inside of the secret villain lair, and this thing actually took flight a few days ago and took out part of the map and put a big giant crack in the sky. Now, during this rocket launch, when the rocket actually split away, there was two pieces that flew away, and right there you can actually see a giant piece of this rocket completely fly off. Now, this is pretty insane because if we follow the pathway of that piece of scrap metal that fell off, it actually landed in Anarchy Acres. Now, when we take a closer look at these images, you can actually see that the fuselage landed at the exact same location that this picture was taken from inside of the detective agency. And we have to wonder, what exactly is Epic Games trying to tell us? Because this is pretty obvious now with the detective agency added to retail and the picture located inside. Now we have a giant piece of the rocket that just took off also landing in Anarchy as well. Now, when you head here, you can actually bust this thing open, but it's very strange. It takes very long to break, way longer than most other objects do in the game. And then in the end, it only gives you like 15 metal, which is really strange. Now, we don't see anything located inside, but if we do take a trip over to Lonely Lodge, we will see even more changes that have been made to the map due to this rocket. Now, I have a pretty interesting theory, but I'm not going to let you guys know exactly what it is until we head over to Lonely Lodge. I want to get over to Lonely Lodge so you guys can see exactly what has happened over there. And then I'll let you guys in on my theory and what exactly I think is going on here in the next few weeks over Fortnite and these new changes that have been going on over the map. So we headed into Lonely Lodge now, and this is actually by far the craziest change that has been made to the map. Now, if you guys were live for the rocket launch, or at least you've seen some footage of it by now, you guys could tell that this rocket actually went through a couple of portals. Now, after going through a few portals, the rocket went up to the top of the map and put a giant crack into the sky. Now, this is pretty insane because we found out that this entire map is basically covered inside of a dome, but when we come over to Lonely Lodge, we see yet another one of these cracks. The same exact one that's located at the top of the map is also just located here inside of just some random space in Lonely Lodge. Now, when we take a closer look at Lonely Lodge, if you look at the walls and stuff, all of the signs that used to be here indicating where you were and like just letting you guys know what was here have actually all been removed. So there's been some crazy changes here. A lot of stuff has been taken away, and we have to wonder exactly what is going on. Now, the last interesting piece of information I have for you guys actually has to do with the item shop. Now, if we take a closer look at some of these detective skins, we take a closer look at their pockets, we'll actually see that they both have a picture of a wanted criminal. Now, both of these guys are out searching for a wanted criminal. It's very strange when you look at the picture, they're both wearing pictures of each other. So they're basically saying that both of those guys are criminals and that they're both wanted for something. So I think that's actually pretty interesting that I'd throw into this video as well. So with all these little Easter eggs and all these crazy changes that have been happening to the map lately on Fortnite, we have to wonder exactly what is going on here. Now, I have a pretty crazy theory, but I want to know what you guys think as well. Be sure to leave a comment down below letting me know what you guys think is going on with all these crazy changes that have been made and what exactly you think all this means for Season 5. Now, me personally, what I think is that when this rocket actually took off, what it was meant to do was completely leave the planet, completely leave the map, but it went through some trouble, and for some reason it wasn't able to take off like it was intended. Now it went on some crazy runaround course all around the map, just going into Tilted, then into Loot Lake. And as you can see, when it goes into Tilted and Loot Lake, it actually goes through some sort of like teleportation portal or something like that. And those portals that it goes through are very similar to those portals that we now see at Lonely Lodge. Now, because of the fact that Dusty Divot has been changing really rapidly. We've been seeing trees being added like crazy in there. And also, there's even a new building being constructed in Tilted Towers. What I think is going on is that the map is actually going through a major change, and that these giant cracks in the map have actually made the map go back into the past. So, because this rocket tried to launch and went through all these giant portals and then put a giant crack in the sky, what I think is that the time, or at least certain areas on the map, are actually going to go back in time. So, Lonely Lodge, by the time season 5 hits, I think it's actually going to go back about 30 or 40 years or so because of the fact that all of those signs were removed. Now, if it was going to go into the future or something like that, that would make sense, except we'd be seeing futuristic changes. We wouldn't be seeing things being taken away. And I also don't think that we'd be seeing a very old style weapon like the drum gun being added to the game as well, right around the same time as this rocket launch. I think these are all small little hints that Epic Games has given us to let us know that the game is actually going to be going back in time a few years, and that by the time Season 5 hits, we may actually see an older style of weapons come to the game. Now, this is just my theory, and all of this could be completely wrong, which is why I wanted to get your guys' opinions in the comments and just get a discussion going on about what exactly is going on here. So hopefully you guys did enjoy this showcase of this rocket and all the crazy changes that have been going on around the map. If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to drop a like down below, and if you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe, as I will keep you guys up to date on all of the changes that happen around the map before Season 5 happens. So be sure to subscribe as well, and I will see you guys in the next Fortnite video. Peace.